Hey guys, Stealth here and welcome back to From the Depths. As you can see, I now have two of my little ducklings, and they're both docked, one on the port, one on the starboard, and I have moved on to a more difficult warp plane, hoping to actually get some more kills over here. Now, as we're waiting for some stuff to spawn, I was thinking, how can I make my whole hostile takeover thing better? What might be handy, and emphasis on might, because I haven't tested this design yet, is an EMP gun. Yes, an EMP gun. Again, I have no idea if this is going to be workable, useful, whatever. We shall see how it goes. I have some deck space here below the harpoon gun. And I'm going to temporarily take off the harpoon gun, since it is a very simple system. Let's just save it here. This is the harpoon gun. And we're going to remove that. No. Remove it. The hell? There we go. Right, because what I want to do is build on this particular deck space here. And there is a bit of room, so we can use that. Now, over here I used to have that little gun that was... what was that? Some sort of mini railgun thing from a couple of episodes ago. That is not what I'm going to be using right now. It's going to be a fast-firing gun that just peppers the target with EMP. Whether it's going to work, I don't know. I never tried an EMP gun, so here's the testing. EMP shell casings, or EMP warheads, and a sabot nose. It's going to be a 30mm. This thing usually doesn't work too well for me, because for some reason it just always defaults to its own little setting. I want those things to at least do some armor piercing, because as it happens, they would benefit from some. Let's go with a couple. There we go. Railgun, not important. It's not going to be a railgun at all. Although it could be handy to have just a bit of rail draw. So just to assist and make sure that I can go through it. How much EMP damage is this going to do? EMP strength 9. I don't know how much EMP power or EMP pulse power you need in order to get rid of, let's say, an AI. So that's something that we'll just have to test. And you might be laughing your ass off at this idea. I don't know. We'll just have to see how it goes. Let's go with a... Yeah, I might as well use a 5x5. I have some room here. And this thing is going to have an auto or an advanced cannon on it. Gauge increaser. This thing will require coolers, since it is also firing... what you call it? Gunpowder? Gunpowder casings. It's not just railguns. Then give me a cooler turner. Give me an advanced firing piece. I'm not going to really use an AA mantlet. I think an Omni mantlet for this particular weapon system is sufficient, as I won't really need a huge gun on it. I'm not going to be targeting any aerial units. It's just going to be for very, very short range and peppering something with high explosive. Oh, sorry, with EMP. Now, let's set up the rail magnets. I'm just going to go with these each on a side. And what I say, 2,000 rail charge? Yeah, 2,000 rail draw. The range is still 4,000 meters. It's actually quite a bit more than what I need. Actually, how would I get the... Yeah, see, the armor pierce is going down. Armor pierce at 18 is quite good, but the EMP strength is negligible. If I go to 60... EMP strength 34. If I want to aim at 100, I'm going to need a 120mm gun. Something in that region. 120. Armor pierce, let's say it's going to get 5,000 power or 5,000 rail draw. So let's aim at the 5,000 mark. And that means railgun barrels, or yeah. 1, 2, 5. I'm not sure if this is sufficient. I still need to add some chargers to it. How much can you store? I don't know. Okay, railgun, charge 5,000 max. Oh, right, it's because it doesn't have a shell loaded. It doesn't know what I'm trying to fire. The shell length for this thing... Oh, it's a 2-meter shell rack. I don't want that. I'm gonna have to adjust the shell. So let's go back to the hull. What turret am I on? That one. Need to go all the way back here. Hold on, is that a surface threat over there? Or is that a gate? Gate, because it's not showing up as a red marker here. Alright, so remove that. This is going to be a Sabo head with a Sabo warhead body. EMP charges 57. 1 meter shell rack required. Yeah, that's better. Because I don't want to make this turret too large. Mostly because I don't have the room for it. These other ones, they have a lot of room to work with. These ones, not so much. Let's go with a couple of autoloaders here. Set it in mirror mode. And let's just give him a few clips. Ah, they're in reverse, aren't they? Yeah. Okay, then ammo input systems. Here and here. And on top of these things... I'm not going to play extensive rail Tetris for this one. I'm not really in the mood today. I just want to see if this gun would work. Capacity, 50,000. That should be plenty. Rate of fire, 68 rounds a minute. The barrel cooldown is 0.55 seconds. So the cooling limit's way higher, which means that I could add more autoloaders. So let's do that. Hold on, not the belt fed. And we're just gonna add a few of these things the other way as well. And then ammo input systems. Yeah, there and there. Force them all to use that. Rate of fire 137 rounds a minute. Cooling is a bit lower than that. So set up another cooler here. And I want to do that this way. Oh, that's disconnected. There. Cooler's going to go over here. Cooler, 124 rounds a minute. 139. I'm just going to set this thing to 130 rounds a minute. So that's 2 shells per second, give or take. Absorption rate needs to be a bit higher because my recoil on this gun... I cannot really afford to have a lot of recoil, let me put it that way. The more recoil I have, the worse the aim is going to get. Rail use, I still need more chargers on this thing, naturally. But I don't really feel like I need to have a full flat-on rate of fire on this thing. The reason for that is that I'm expecting, and it's an ideal situation, to only fire really a few rounds with it. Just to make a few holes in the target, and thereby make sure that I can get to the AI, wipe out the AI, and take over the target. So recoil, we're only at 1/3 of absorption. Capacity, we're only at 1/3 of capacity. Which means that this thing is not going to fire particularly fast. It's not going to be firing particularly often. And I am okay with both. Okay, let's armor this thing up. Because it is going to be exposed to enemy fire quite a bit. And it's quite a bulky turret, I'm afraid. Some slopes. I want to try and have a barbette for this thing, so I'm not going to pull it all the way down to the deck. It's a 3-meter beam there, and a couple of heavy armor single blocks here. No, not there. No, no, no. Hold on. That's the magnets. I cannot remove those. So then 3-meter beams here. Too much. 2-meter beams. Yep. Couple of 1-meter slopes. And another triangle corner. Slopes. If this thing gets destroyed, I don't mind. It's, for a turret, fairly cheap. Click, click. Okay. So that's pretty much the turret armored up. I just need to give it a command. Let's see, which slot am I not using? Slots 2 and 3 is what I'm not using. Okay. So congratulations, you are now slot 3. And the logic behind that is that slot 3 is going to come after slot 2. And slot 2 is going to be a... oh, fuck, I built it in reverse, didn't I? Oh, no. Yep, I built it in reverse. Shit. Fine. What do you consider the front of this system? I suppose that, yeah, there we go, that's the front. You idiot. You put it on in reverse. Let's try this again. Advanced firing piece. Goes there. Then we're going to have the magnets on both sides. We're going to have the barrel. Let's finish that up with a muzzle brake, just to reduce the impact of it a bit, the recoil. Railgun barrels. Oh, come to think of it, the stats that I'm basing this on is 60 millimeters, not 120, which is what I had kind of envisioned for this particular weapon. So, what we're looking at here is off. It is 60 millimeters, which means EMP strength is 70. We're going to need to give this thing another gauge increaser. Probably a few, in fact. Gauge 120 millimeters, that's better. Railgun charger. I can do that here as well. Charging capability is far higher, but the railgun use should be 5,000. 1600, 2600, recoil's okay, rate of fire is not terrible, but limited by cooling. Interesting. Now what I can do is add a cooler here, I think. No, I can't. It's the wrong way around. Where am I going to leave that cooler? Could I do it here? Yeah. Cooling limit 45 rounds a minute. I actually don't mind 45 rounds a minute. It's a little bit more than 1 second per reload. It's fine. Railgun charge, again, not as good as it should be, but good enough for what I have in mind. Still no hostiles? No, still no hostiles. Okay. Once again, armor it up. Make sure that this thing is capable of taking a hit. More than one would be ideal. If not, tough luck. As I'm building this turret and thinking, you know what? I might be able to hide the missile launcher in here as well. So I'm going to open it up slightly and just put the missile launcher in here. That's the harpoon gun. So it's going to be both. It's going to be both the turret that fires off the EMP cannon and the missile launcher that launches the harpoon. These are going to be the medium missile launchers. They can sit over here. And these guys need to be connected, of course. They need to have an IFF. I can hide that there. Stagger add-on is not really required, because the stagger add-on doesn't do that much, considering the missiles won't explode. Let's add a winch back there and back here. Over there, I don't think it does anything because it's not... Oh, it is connected. No. Yeah, see, it has to be connected to a missile launch pad. That makes sense. And then we're going to need the actual launchers. So the gantries. Set that thing up like that. This is one of those turrets that I will definitely not hand off to the AI, because I don't trust them with it. I don't trust that the AI is going to know what I want with this particular weapon system. Nor should they really, because it's a bit of a specific weapon. So, what if I do remote guidance? No, it's going to use the mainframe. I don't want that. Laser beam rider will follow the missile laser block. Yeah, that could work. And then over here I could have the harpoon. And then down here I don't need these things. I just need more harpoon cable drums. Cable drum, another cable drum here. Leading to a maximum length of 2,000 meters. A fuel tank duration of 37 seconds with a lifetime of 20. So that's a mismatch. That means that you are going to have the laser beam rider. Fins, variable thruster. It's currently pretty quick. It might be too quick. So we could reduce the amount of thrust that it has. Let's say slow it down to 100 meters per second, give or take. And with that and a 20-second lifetime, I have a range of 2,000 meters. So the cable length is 1,500. That means that you're going to need another cable drum. This thing is going to be the laser beam rider. We got fuel for 60 seconds this way. So let's make sure that actually hits. Adding another prediction guidance here. Free space used for fuel, yeah. It's going to give me... Can I do it without fuel? Yeah. I still have a thrust duration of 29 seconds. Considering I'm using so little fuel, and that probably some of these compartments have additional spacing for fuel, I can get away with this. So it's going to be a really, really, really weird missile. But it might just work. Let's put the fins as far back as possible, and then the prediction guidance. Copy to all launch pads. Thrust before locking on, 50%. Although... you could argue that it doesn't even ever lock on, because it doesn't lock on. It's going to be relying on the laser emitter here. And it's always going to be controlled by me anyway. What do you mean you're not connected to a launch pad? You're sitting on top of a launch pad. Work with me here. Can I put it over there? Yeah, now they're happy. Okay, good. Power by the winch, yeah. Desired range. So this is the range at which I will stop winching it in. I'm going to say 30 meters. And apply that to all. Brake cable at maximum length. Nope. I don't want to do that. Release after time? No. How would I want to do that? If I say 0 seconds, does that mean it's disabled, or... I don't know. We'll just have to test that. Okay, so that's the additional system that I wanted to put on that turret. Blocks. Slope. I'm going to have to widen it a bit to ensure that everything else fits on here. So another 3 meter armored beam. And then the rest of that thing is going to sit over there. Triangle slope. And this is another slope that sits like that. Let's put a beam underneath that missile launcher in case stuff goes ugly. Nope, not there. Here. And then I should be able to finish it off, right? Just like that. Slope here. Whether this thing will work, I have no idea. But that's what I really like about From the Depths. You can come up with all sorts of crazy ideas, It's not unlikely that half of them won't work. And that's the beauty of it. Figuring out what works and what is just an utter laughing stock. And that is never going to work. Set up the slopes here. Here. Triangle corner over there. Remove that and make that a inverted block like that. 2 meter beam. 2 meter beam and a slope. There, that should do it. Now, the casemate should be big enough. Let's see if that's accurate. Yeah, that works fine. It does stick out a little bit, but at least it doesn't cause any openings in the deck. Okay, the missile launchers themselves. Let me access that. Because this missile controller... Where did I hide that? Connector, gantry... Here we are. This is weapon 2. And then the railgun is going to be weapon 3. Yeah. Railguns be weapon 3. Okay. Weapon test. Weapons 2. That's the railgun. Weapon 2. Yeah, and that's the problem. You can only, as far as I know, put an axis or a one-axis turret. Maybe this works. No, it doesn't. Because you have to be right close to it. This weapon will respond to any of the enabled slots or all is selected. Yeah, but... I need to respond to both 2 and 3. Maybe I should set the missiles on a separate weapon system, or quite the opposite, and have them all join in with slot 3. So slot 3 is going to fire all the weapons now. Which is both the railgun and the 2 missiles. And those 2 missiles do track my laser, so they can zigzag. Okay, now all we need is a target. Alright, who are you? What contender are you? How dangerous are you? Maybe that's the first question. You got a nice gun on top. I've disabled all the AI control, by the way, to make sure that I don't accidentally have any issues. So I'm going to try and snipe off the turret here. And then see if I can get some harpoons onto that target. Alright, it ceased fire. Are those actual missiles, or are you just happy to see me? I can tell you what, the Sea-Wiz is not happy to see you. Yeah, those things are toast. Now, I've also turned off the AI control over my little assistants. The ducklings, because I really don't want those guys. You're gonna have to stop doing that. By the way, this thing is coming in. Is that one of those buzzsaw things? Increase speed to flank. Get the fuck out of here. You're chopping me up, aren't you? It's a frickin' buzzsaw. I have bad memories of those things. Yep, it's eating me alive. Okay, time to toss off the ducklings. Because now they're food. And it's better that they start eating them. Oh. Not quite what I had in mind. I need to try and disable that buzzsaw. Emphasis, by the way, on disable, not kill. Oh, fuck, here it comes again. Oh, run! Oh, that gun cannot fire at that angle. Now it can. Come on. Maybe we can knock out propulsion. Can we do that? Yeah, that's half your propulsion gone. Uh-oh, it's about to eat the other guy. Jesus Christ. Look at it go! My little ducklings. Is there any way to safely disarm this thing? This is going to cost me quite a lot of materials just to rebuild my ducks. Just to rebuild my... Oh no. Repair my duckling. Oh, they're still alive, both of them. Barely. But they're officially still here. That just changed, I think. Missed. Oh, it's still hungry. I keep knocking off parts of the thing, but not enough. Nope, hold on, that just deflected. Okay. So that's how you're gonna play it, huh? If that's true, and it means that it's unsafe to capture, then I'm just going to try and... There we go, that's half your buzzsaw done. I'm just gonna try and disable it, but if that's not possible, I'm gonna kill it. You can sort of see the shield shimmer around the ship. That's your second buzzsaw. Okay, buddy. That makes things different. Those missiles are more of a nuisance than a threat. Shit, the ducklings are both dead. Okay. You don't have a turret anymore. You don't have any buzzsaw things anymore. So now I just need to try and have you slow down. Weapon 3. Okay, so it's now attached, right? Yep, we have it. Sort of. So now I can slow down. You're not going anywhere. Are there any other people? Oh shit, there are other people around. That means that I'm getting disturbed. Oh, no, never mind. Those are mine. I just mistook my own ships for potential hazards. Okay, let's just save in case something goes horribly, horribly wrong. And then let's get out. And see if I can get that thing under my control. How valuable are you? 66,000 materials with another 50,000 aboard. That could be at least restitution for the amount of damage that that asshole has caused. Control over weapon 3. Any chance I can knock off your propulsion? That's not your propulsion, but it needs to go anyway. Shit! These things need to stop dying on me. I just took off one of its... well, buzzsaw thingies, I guess? Come on. I didn't damage it that bad. There's all sorts of parts of the engine on my deck. Ah! Fine. Fine. Alright, I guess it's time to go and see if those ducklings are still salvageable. Because they really got the short end there. Gentlemen, insofar as you still have propulsion...
Form up and fly with fleet.
I need you to come over here. I think this guy's pretty done for. 10% is left. No power to move. Yeah. So... I can save this guy, but the other one I'm gonna have to move towards in order to save. And then hopefully the repair tentacles can still fix it up. That's the plan. The turning circle for this ship is getting a bit large. Alright, you, how are you doing? Because those buzzsaws really went to town on them. Look at that deck, whatever's left of it, anyway. Yeah, launch a sonar buoy at it. I need you to come in and dock. There we go. It's instantly getting repaired. You're going to have to try and grab the other guy as well. This is going to come at a fairly steep cost. Next time I should just detach those things earlier and tell them to go somewhere else. Because they took a lot of damage that they could... Well, that could have been prevented in general. Now, let's see if we can catch the guy on the right. This one. There we go, and they're also being repaired. One of the ducks is okay, and the other one might need a bit more of a touch-up. Because I think there were a few beams on the bow left, but that was all that was left of those ships. So they really, really messed them up. Anyway, next time around I'm going to try this turret again, because it turned out that trying this against one of those ships that actively try and chew you up instead of just hit you from afar, maybe not the best first target. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the episode, and I shall see you soon for the next part.